is John Sanders. I'm a firefighter paramedic and I'm a captain here with the Bar Harbor Fire Department.
My name is Josh Farrar and I'm a firefighter paramedic with Bar Harbor Fire Department.
My name is Tommy Chisholm and I'm a firefighter EMT here at Bar Harbor Fire Department.
There's basically three types of fire departments. There's a full-time career fire department where everybody gets paid. There's a combination department, which is what we are, where we have full-time staff here that primarily run on the first call. We also have volunteers that come and assist us when we need help with that. And then there's a straight volunteer department, which a couple of the other departments on the island are, where everybody there is a volunteer. It's a really neat station. It's been here since 1911. It's over 100 years old. It has a bunch of history. But right now, we don't have horses drawing the fire engines. What we have is a bunch of trucks. The downstairs in any fire department is called the apparatus bay. We call all the trucks apparatus. We do two things in this fire department. We do emergency medical services, EMS, run the ambulance, and we also do fire protection, fire prevention, and fire suppression with the fire truck. So we'll see two different types here. We have an ambulance. That is an advanced life support ambulance. We run paramedics, which is the highest level of emergency medical care outside the hospital. We also have another ambulance out back. We do a lot of EMS. We do a lot of transport of sick or injured people. That primarily is the #1 calls that we do. And any other department, which it's more and more becoming that way, where a fire department also does ambulance, that's the trend. It really is about 80% ambulance and about 20% fire, and that's pretty standard throughout the country. Which is why we have all paramedics, which is why we have all EMTs. To get a job here, you need to be a firefighter and have those certifications, as well as the emergency medical training as well.
So I started out at age 12 as a junior firefighter in the program in Southwest Harbor. And I was able to participate or train with the other firefighters. And then at age 16, I was allowed to start riding on the apparatus to emergency calls. So that gave me an eye-opening as to what was expected or how we interacted with the public, so to speak. So a lot of that training I was able to receive prior to being age of 18, which is what the towns or local fire departments require you to be.
Well, when I got out of the military, I was trying to think of something that I could do that was similar to the military or paramilitary, where I had a kind of structured environment, but I still felt like I was doing a noble career field and helping my fellow countrymen or things like that. And thought firefighting was the best option, so I looked into that.
I had sort of a long path to get here. I've been with this department for 8 years now. I was not actually a full-time firefighter at that point in time. I came here as a volunteer firefighter. I enjoy that. I enjoy helping people. It gives me a very good, big sense of satisfaction that I'm actually making a difference. I like to make that difference. I like how that feels. I think I am contributing to the community. I'm contributing to the individual person. I can take a situation and, for the most part, make it better. So something really bad is happening, and we can adjust that to being not quite so bad and facilitate them getting better. So with the ambulance, that's pretty straightforward. They're sick, they're hurt. We treat that, we get them to the hospital. We're the first step of their emergency care. We have several pieces of firefighter apparatus. This is our newest engine, Engine 3. Designation doesn't really mean much, but this is a pumper, also called an engine. Holds 1,000 gallons of water. Will actually flow 1,250 gallons a minute, so it actually doesn't take too long to run through the tank. Usually we're not running that much water, but it's set up ready to go. So hoses are actually back here. We have some specialized equipment and connections in here. All the trucks are pretty much set up the same way. The air packs that we use to go into environments that are smoky or dangerous for us, instead of breathing it or trying to filter it, we just bring our own air. Each one of these packs will hold 20 to 30 minutes of air for us, and that gives us time to work and get out if we need to. We wear specialized gear. Pretty much the tradition in the firehouse is you hang it up because it looks cool, but that gear protects us along with the air that we bring with us. None of this stuff is fireproof, but it is fire resistant and heat resistant, so it allows us to work in that environment relatively safely. I
didn't go into the military of any form. I think this is probably like the closest thing you can have outside of the military. I know it's been referred to many times, but it is like a brotherhood. We spend a third of our life here with each other, so we know everybody's ins and outs, and the guy that I ride next to every day in the fire truck is the guy that I'm going to count on to save my life, or I'm going to save his life. I don't think you get that in any other profession, and I think that when all else fails, you call the fire department. So whether it's minor to a major incident, they call us, and I think that 99% of the time we're the good guys. Where in the police work or law enforcement or any of those, sometimes you're looked upon as a bad guy or someone you don't want. But when the fire department shows up, whether it's in a fire truck or an ambulance, they're happy that you're there. And I think when you leave at the end of the shift, I think you feel like you did something, whether it's helping someone or saving someone's life. I think that's probably the best part of the job.
On the fire side, it's pretty obvious. Something really bad is happening, and we can mitigate that situation. So we can put the fire out, we can get them out of a dangerous environment, we can help them if their car's crashed, if they're stuck in a car. We also do a lot of sort of community service stuff. So we'll help out with traffic control sometimes. We have giant pumps that can suck water as well as throw water. So people with basement flooding, we help them out. With the park, we help with wildland fire. Or if they have a building, we help with their fighting of that. The Park Service actually has a firefighting unit, but they're primarily wildfire. We'll complement that as well. We actually do end up with some backcountry rescue out of here, which is really kind of neat. I think the job here is very varied, and I think that's what a lot of people like about it, is that it's not the same thing over and over again. You never really know what's going to happen next. And you got to be ready for that, you got to make decisions, and you got to go. And that satisfaction of being able to do that, being able to rise to the occasion, is great. It's powerful. It's empowering. And what would a fire department be without a ladder truck? The little kids love it. Everybody loves it. We use it for very specific things. This is called a quint. A quint does 5 different jobs on the fire service, primarily with ladders with ventilation. This one actually does have a pump on it. Not all of them do. So we can pump and use just regular hoses with this as well. If we would end up with a third call or need to go to another jurisdiction to help them out, we can use this actually as an engine, as primary fire suppression using hoses, or we can use it with the ladder. And the ladder actually has a hose on the top too, which is called a master stream. It'll dump a ton of water from up high onto wherever we want to do it. This also allows us to do rescue. So if we need to get somebody off of the 2nd floor, if we need to get somebody off of the 3rd or 4th floor, if we need to access the roof, this is what we use this for. Ladder trucks, interestingly, carry a lot of ladders. Each of the fire trucks has a ladder. We have at least a 24-foot ladder on every truck. Actually, we're not going to be able to see back here. This one has about 5 other ladders. So it actually tries to keep it simple. If we have a ladder truck, go there to get the ladders, whether you need the big one or the little one or the medium-sized one. Primarily in the fire service, the shifts are 24-hour shifts. This is our living quarters. It's also our office space as well. There are a number of things that we need to do paperwork-wise, just like any place else, that to keep the department running, to keep our stuff together. This is also our home away from home. We come upstairs, we're just in a hallway. Once again, the station is over 100 years old, so we have a lot of the old history around here. This ended up being a meeting space, a living space. We actually call it the club room, which is an old term that the volunteers actually would come up here, and it would be the firemen's club, and they would hang out in here. Each firefighter has their own bedroom. So we don't have bunk rooms in here, which is nice. You have your own space. Where would a home away from home be without a kitchen? Not the fanciest kitchen in the world, but it is sort of the hub of what goes on. Our shifts run 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock the next morning. In the morning, just like any place else, we have to have some communication. We have to come up with a plan of the day. We have to share some stuff that went on. And this is primarily where it happens. The kitchen is the nerve center, at least in the fire service. We do eat here. Most of the time, breakfast is already taken care of. We cook a lunch together every day, and dinner, sometimes we'll cook it together, sometimes we're just on our own.
I would say if you're interested in this career, start looking it up. I mean, the internet's available. Come stop by the station or whatever town you live on in the island and check it out. See if they have an explorer or volunteer program they can start getting in, or looking into EMS or anything like that. Just get your foot in the door, start talking. It's a very small community, even nationwide. So the earlier you start, I think the better chance you have of getting a career. It can be difficult. It's competitive to get into the fire service, but
Everybody that's a firefighter I know says that this is the best job in the world. So, yeah, don't be shy. We're not.
Just call up the station.
Call up the station, stop in, see the truck out, come up, say hi. We're very personable people, so.
Okay, it's okay to just drop reach you.
I am here, like I said, every third day. Call the department in Bar Harbor and ask for me. I might not be here. They can leave me a voicemail or a message, and I am more than happy to return a call. The phone number here is 288-5554.